All right, guys. Hey, welcome to a new video. We're actually taking the Cirrus today. Got my lovely wife doing the pre-flight. We got Lindsay is over there. Lindsay! She's on her way to San Diego doing a Carlsbad. Pick up some family over there, and we're gonna go over to Big Bear with Todd, who's in the Cirrus right next to him, next to Lindsay. So, and we're gonna load this airplane up with Luke, and Hutch is coming. This is gonna be a good time. So we're just gonna go out to Big Bear, grab some lunch, kind of hang out, meet some people there, and you know, man, that's what it's about, aviation. So come on, let's go.
Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up.
Oh, your card is not full.
Ooh. It's always something, Ernie.
Hey, maybe this one we just we just say
It's
hi.
always something, yeah. Just say hi, bye.
Anyways, we got Todd up in front. Lindsay's kind of waiting for takeoff. You see, there's 3. Anyways, guys, we're heading on over to Big Bear, like I said, and we're flying with Todd, who's up in front in Juliet Whiskey, and Lindsay, who's in 715 Alpha Hotel. She's heading over to Carlsbad. So, unfortunately, we won't see her this time, but we will see her next time in another flight. So we're going to do a quick run-up right here.
Kilo Delta at Ross Aviation. There's 1 Foxtrot Mike, cancel takeoff clearance and hold your position.
1 Foxtrot Mike, hold position. What's up?
Cirrus 1 Juliet Whiskey, Roger, cancel your takeoff clearance and say request.
Taxi back to 2-1. I think it's fine, just had something on the engine monitor. 1 Juliet Whiskey.
Cirrus 1 Juliet Whiskey, Roger, turn left, next taxiway and contact ground point 6. Will you require any further assistance?
No further assistance, and we'll turn left and contact ground. 1 Juliet Whiskey.
Thank you.
Huh, wonder what happened.
Cirrus 1 Foxtrot Mike, your right turn northbound is approved. Runway 21, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 2-1 and 1 Foxtrot Mike.
Peter 17, friction proof, have a safe flight.
Here we go. You guys ready?
You're up.
All right.
Cirrus 1 Foxtrot Mike, again, you can begin that right turn north for me and maintain at or below 2,500. Faster traffic will be climbing above you. A citation.
All right, in the right turn, 2,500 for South, or Cirrus 1 Foxtrot Mike.
Sun 3, your right turn northbound is approved. The Cirrus on the go will be at or below 2,500. Runway 21.
Southwest Foxtrot, Mike.
Southwest Foxtrot Mike.
Traffic, 7 o'clock. 600.
We have caps available.
Sun 3 is rejecting.
Uh-oh.
Sun 3, Roger, cancel takeoff clearance and say request.
Jeez.
Sun 3, taxi back. I just need to check a configuration.
Sun 3, Roger, you
Wow,
can turn
that's
right
2
north,
rejections.
2.
at ground
Everybody's
point
hungover on
six,
Sunday
taxi
morning.
Negative, not this time. Alpha 7, taxi back, Sun 3.
Sun 3, what was the reason for the abort?
Sun 3, got a no takeoff annunciator. Condition looks okay. We're just going to check it out, make sure everything looks good.
Roger that, thank you.
I've definitely not seen that 2 rejected takeoffs in a row.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Central Tower, Cirrus 551, Julie Whiskey, ready in sequence, depart over Deer Valley.
So, Luke, how would you judge my takeoff?
That was pretty good.
Yeah?
It's pretty
You like
good.
that?
You know,
That, huh?
Citation 88 Charlie.
I am to please.
in the heat of everything, you know,
Yes.
it's pretty good.
Airplanes are rejecting left and right.
Exactly. We
got
kept
on.
going through.
We made it happen. Looks like Todd just had a little bit of an oil pressure issue, he said. So he's going to be joining us here
You
soon.
can duly altitude restriction, traffic, no factor.
Temporarily altitude restriction, have a good day, 75.
It's pretty bumpy for only having 2 knots of wind up here.
Sounds like operator error.
Could be.
Yoke actuator.
Could be.
Yeah.
All right, guys, here we go. Doing a little formation flying. Juliet Whiskey, Todd is right in the front of us. So we're just going to rejoin on his left side. I tend to learn a lot of this stuff in the military, even in basic pilot training.
Thank you, Ron.
Part of your initial part in T6, used to be T37, you did formation flying, and you actually got really good at it because you did it a lot.
So much that when you weren't doing it, you kind of felt naked because where's the guy I'm supposed to follow?
So that entry you had, is that pretty standard? Crossing behind like that?
Yeah, cross either over the top, usually underneath, and then. But I figured with this airplane, you know, he's got a bunch of smash going forward, so I'll cross over the top, keep my smash, and then I'll just descend down to the side and then rejoin.
Makes sense.
Up there. So big thing is #1 rule is don't hit them.
That's good advice.
Right?
That's great advice.
Just technique only.
Technique only, don't hit them. And then once you get a little bit closer, you look for little visual cues on his airplane. And then once you have those visual cues, like before on a T-37, it was the triangle on the guy's helmet and the wingtip. As long as you lined all that up and you didn't have it move, you were right in. And I remember my first formation flight. Hutch, you probably talk about your first formation flight too. I got in and I'm like, oh, I'm so in. And the guy's like, my instructor was like, well, get in there. I'm like, okay. And I thought I was so close. I was probably like, 10 feet away from him. And he's like, no, you got to get in. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got in like another like half an inch, and he's like, I got the jet. And he's like, here's what it looks like. And dude, he got so close. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna hit him. He's just like, burp, parks it 3 feet from the guy. I'm like, oh, okay. What about you, Hutch? What was your first time like?
It was exactly the same thing.
Tighten it up.
Exactly the same thing. The guy's like, all right, go ahead and get in there. And I'm like, I go, we're at? Because it's supposed to be 3 feet away. 3 feet.
3 feet?
3 feet fingertips.
And the first time you do it, 3 feet looks like is probably actually your interpretation is like 20 feet away from the guy.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm so close. And your instructor's like, come on, get in there.
Tighten it up.
Yep.
So when the instructor took the jet and then put us there, I said the same thing. I was like, we're going to hit that guy. And your wingtips are overlapped. So you do have to be careful. But yeah, I remember being scared to death. And then once you get used to it, you kind of just relax about it. Yeah.
And your job as the lead is to fly a stable platform. So he's probably got the autopilot on right now, and all he's doing is just flying at a certain airspeed.
Sure.
And providing a stable platform. So my job is to get in and #1, don't hit them, but keep a certain spot, whether it's 3 feet. I probably wouldn't do 3 feet with him, but this is a good spacing on a formation.
So what would you say this is?
Right here?
Any idea?
Dude, this is probably, what do you say, Hutch, 50 feet?
It's 50 feet. Yep,
Yeah.
that was exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, we're not even...
So like this, when you're first starting, you're like, oh man, I'm tight.
Like, this was probably the first T-37 ride. I was like, oh, I'm so close. And the guy's like,
what are you talking about? Yeah.
Where do you get in? Get in there.
Yeah, you should be, if you're at 3 feet, you should be able to look over and like see him blink.
Yes.
If he doesn't have sunglasses on, you should be able to see his eyes. So I don't know what you're looking at, Ernie, but so for me, and I'm also in the back seat. I might have a slightly different angle, but his, not his pitot tube, but that like left, I don't know what that is, pylon, whatever is coming out of the bottom of his wing.
Yeah.
The one that's farthest to the left, I have essentially sitting right underneath the nose of his airplane.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's kind of what I'm looking at. So if I was trying to maintain this picture, I would just keep that pylon on the tip of his nose for
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you see that, like
the part coming off the flaps?
Yep. And so
he's got that right on his tip of his nose.
So as soon as you see that move, you realize, okay, I need to correct.
Yep. So I'm just going to cut the power just a tad, and you're talking just a little bit. Push the nose under, so to create a non-conflict going through his wash, and then we'll just cross underneath. You're going to get a little bit of burble if you do. You're just coming off his wash, and you just go underneath a little bit more. You come up over on the other side of his wing. Now right here I'm adding power because I'm outside his circle now. And I have to come up. So I'm going to lose airspeed when I come up. So when I come up on this side, it's kind of the same deal. I'm looking for those points on him. There we go, right about there.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Now when you do that, you always go under. Or do you sometimes
It's
go
safer
over?
under because as the wingman, you can always keep lead in sight.
Yeah.
If you go over and you have too much smash, you're going too far forward, you're not going to be able to, you're going to lose sight of them. And if you lose sight, that's a bad thing. And you're just supposed to get away from them as quickly as possible. To go, and then you make a call, you know, two's blind, right, Hutch?
Yeah, well, if you lose sight, yeah.
Lose sight. So as he speeds up, I'm adding power. I'm not even looking to see what my instruments are telling me. I'm just basically, all I'm doing is flying off of him. So as I see him move forward, I add the power forward, and I just got to catch him. And if he stops moving, then I pull back just a little bit on the throttle, so he's not, you know, so I'm not overrunning him.
So now, would that lead guy typically announce that he's adding power, or would he?
Typically, lead doesn't say anything.
Okay.
He'll give you hand signals and, you know, different things like that.
Okay.
But typically, he doesn't say anything. Hutch flew A10s, so those guys were always in formation all the time. Hutch, is that right?
Yes and no. I would say it depends on the situation. When you're flying tactically.
Okay, 1 Julie Whiskey's at 85% power, 18.3 gallons per hour, manifold pressure 29.9 or 27.9.
All right, 2 copies.
I would say when you're in like a tactical environment and fighting, yeah, he's not going to tell you any of that stuff. But for cross country or especially when we would fly in larger formations, 4 airplanes, 6 airplanes, and we were heading to the tanker and things like that, a lot of times lead would brief, like in the brief, hey, I'm going to fly 80% today, and that just gave you
kind of a target,
kind of a baseline, so that you knew, hey, if I'm behind him by a mile, I'm going to have to obviously have more power to catch up. But it just gives you a baseline. But once you're in the formation, after that, it doesn't matter. So now you can put that strobe on the
nose
tip,
yeah,
and that's another reference. So in that'll so it changes because now we're closer than we were earlier, Luke.
So now you're matching that strobe up to the nose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tip. Okay.
And so it changed because we're closer. If we were further away, that little pylon.
All right, guys, we are here. Todd's just finishing up, pulled up. As you can tell, I forgot to turn on the camera. I know. Yeah, but my goodness, what a beautiful day out here. All right, to my defense, it did get a little bit busy, so kind of got a little task saturated, and I focused on flying rather than filming, even though it's just press a button and it starts filming. But what do you guys think? How was the landing though?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was an awesome landing, but it doesn't count because we don't have video evidence.
Yeah. No proof. There's no truth. That is truth. It doesn't really count unless you have video evidence that it was a great landing. So purely hearsay. So anyways, guys, we got a group of people out here. Look at all these airplanes. We got Luke and, you know, everybody coming in. Todd.
Hello, here
Todd
we are.
did some stuff. We did some good formation flying,
awesome.
so it was good.
That's my first time.
Yeah.
You've done that a couple times before in some heavier iron,
Just
haven't
a little bit, yeah. So guys, it's gorgeous out here. Look at that, Big Bear Airport. We're gonna hit the restaurant, get some food, and we're gonna get some gas, and we're gonna go home. Because that's how we do. All right, everybody, I hope you really enjoyed the video this week. It was fun making it, you know. Been a while since I've flown the Cirrus, and then obviously been a very long time since I've flown formation. Actually, I think the last time I flew was with my buddy in his Cirrus, so it's kind of nice to fly formation. Hope you guys got something out of it. Thanks to everybody that joined. You know, Luke is doing an amazing job editing. Hutch is always great to fly with, and of course my lovely wife coming with me on this flight too as well. So we had a great time there. Restaurant was awesome. They're very gracious with us. And yeah, Big Bear's fun. I think I'm gonna go back there and do some skiing. So before all the snow melts. But anyways, hope you guys had a great time watching, and we'll see you again next week.
Get it that I'm never going